And we should be recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our official community meeting. Today is October 30th, and that's official community meeting for Porter Harbor. It's part of the CNCF. Please follow the code of conduct, which boils down to just be nice to each other. As Vadim already sent the link to our community meetings into the chat, I'm going to send it once again. My name is Orlan, even though it says CNCF Harbor, and I'm your community manager. So with that, I'm gonna share my screen for a sec. Give me a minute. So we can see if we have some topics for today. Anyone wants to jump in super urgent topics, or we can open the floor for discussions? Nope. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
I'm editing the page. I have some updates for the latest release. That is 2.5, and we have already have the first RC build posted in the GitHub, and then the target GA date is November 8th. So if we do not have any critical problem, we will release the 2.5 on time. So I engage the community to have a try and report problem if you have any issue in your end. Thank you.
Jan, do you mind if adding those into the notes and update sections over here?
Yeah, sure. I'm doing it.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Nope. My first thing is our community meeting in 2 weeks' time. Me and Vadim will be at KubeCon in Salt Lake City during that time. Either we skip that community meeting, or someone else needs to lead it, because it's gonna be like super not okay in my time there, and we have other stuff to do. Opinions on that? Shall we skip, or
we can shift it to be in person one? So if people
I can hold it for where you are in the travel.
Steven, can we repeat that?
Yeah. I can hold the next one. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. And in the meantime, we can have one on site probably, huh?
Yes. But
yeah.
I'm not sure who else will be there. It's me, you, I suppose, some end users.
Me?
Yes, I forgot about you, man. I'm sorry. I miss your smile. So yeah, smile more, and I can remember that you will be there. I'm kidding. Great. So do we know if someone from the community will be there? Not like Rob from the Dutch folks, or I haven't checked with them, but okay. But yeah, the other folks that will be there, Mirantis will be there, and some folks from SUSE that are interested into the project. So we can do a lunch or something. Let's plan ad hoc there. Good. Okay, KubeCon post. I'm gonna create a blog post again and tweet and like every time about our presence there, what sessions people to attend, and so on and so forth. Anyone wants to add something specific to that post, like specific session that maybe I missed and it's not in the KubeCon agenda? Please shout out now so we can add it.
I think we need to also take a look at some other talks about Harbor. Yeah, as you're doing currently. I think there are some other mentions from about Harbor from people.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I tried to connect with these Toyota folks. No success. Nobody responded from them, because I wanted to to chat exactly about that. But if someone else has a connection, I actually wrote them in LinkedIn even. Nobody responded back, so not sure what's going on there.
And by the way, Steven Zhou will join this time KubeCon, and We are working on the preparation for his session. Yeah. So roughly, we will
this one?
discuss something. Yeah, we will discuss something related with AI, how to serve AI content with Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
still
Steven
says.
Joe will attend. I will not. I will not go. I
Mm-hmm.
think we will present it.
Yeah. It still says VMware by Broadcom. I suppose that's incorrect already for Steven, right? Or
He's still in Broadcom. Yeah.
Yeah.
is he still with Broadcom or he left Broadcom?
No, he's still in the Broadcom.
Okay. Good. So anything else? I saw that the maintainer track is not updated, so I wrote to Cody this morning, once again to update the list of speakers here, and I'm gonna do this one. Okay. So we have the kiosk in the afternoons. I'll check with Steven Zoe then if he can take some of the shifts, so me and Vadim can do other stuff. Do you know, Steven, if Steven Zoe will be available during the shifts of for the kiosk?
And do you have the agenda of a kiosk? I can ping him.
Yeah, it's in the PM. It's in the PM site. I don't know where I can show you right now. Project engagement, maybe. So yes, let's see, PM. We're on a 9A, and we have the PM shifts. So it's from noon until the end.
Mm-hmm. I think he can, and maybe let's connect with him on the Harbor Maintainer Slack channel and check from there. Yeah.
You can paste into the Harbor Maintainer channel.
Yeah.
Slack channel. Yeah.
Okay. Sergio, are you able to get some of these shifts as well, or?
Sorry.
Are you able to join the Harbor kiosks kiosk shifts as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be primarily in that area anyway, but we need more people so people can visit some session or do some meetings or whatever, not to be stuck in this the whole day, the whole afternoon rather. Okay, I'm gonna send that to the maintainer channel. Okay. Good. What else? I've added something else. Yeah, I've tweeted this morning about the Harbor CLI.
Cool.
Do we want to write a blog post about it, or to be more like to the mailing list, or?
Yeah. So the situation is the following. We have the milestone here is actually that we have a release now, right? So meaning that so it's more like the achievement is more technical nature, right? So we've been able to have a pipeline that is kind of a releases the binaries, signs the binaries, releases the images, signs the images, and it is automated. So we have this pipeline working, and I can demonstrate it the next time how it's working. It's quite interesting actually. And the feature-wise, we have the feature-wise, quite a few things are working. Like you can log into a registry, you can list your projects, you can list your registries, repositories, users. You can do these things, but there are of course some kind of rough edges because not everything is working. There are some null pointer exception things like this because this is still in progress. So the question is like, do we want to announce it like this, or should we announce it maybe if we have a more feature complete and tested setup? So I think I would kind of communicate it internally, and okay in Twitter as well, but like internally here in the community, go ahead, download the CLI, try it out, see what works, and things that don't work, create an issue. Yeah, so and then maybe we can in a couple of weeks we can have another release, and then with more bug fixes and things like this. So this is the current state of the CLI. Yeah.
Nice.
My personal opinion is if we release that and we inform the people to test it out, maybe we can get more books or more information back as soon as possible, and to get
Okay. Yeah,
more...
makes sense. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, we can definitely communicate that, right? I think it's the first release, so there is no expectation that people will put this into production and wonder why there is a no point exception, for example, right? So they will not be surprised in that regard. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead.
It's not ready for production, but you should definitely test it out and provide feedback. That was my message in Twitter.
Yeah.
To provide feedback and to test it and to play with it, so we can get like a timely feedback, so we can fix on work on fixing some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Several questions regarding the hardware CLI. Can we add the compatible matrix with the hardware OSS version? I mean, the CLI support which version of hardware? Like
Okay,
So we need
version. Yeah. That's a good
and
point.
And another point is that can we align the same release management like the hardware core?
No.
Seems like we look up a RC build for this CLI release, and so if we have a RC build, we can have a runtable task, and then if we find any problem, and then we can fix it before GA, right? So
currently there is no plan to have a kind of synchronized release with the hardware itself, because the hardware CLI is based on the API, so it's not tightly coupled, right? The same that we do for Terraform, right? We don't have Terraform in the same release cycle as hardware, so I would keep it as the same, right? Keep it its own release cycle, independent of hardware, because that, if we have a bigger train, it's more complex. So I would keep this with a compatibility matrix and maintain a matrix that shows the compatibility with which version and things like this, right? This is how I would approach this.
Vadim, I think Jens' suggestion is like, can we have some RC milestone for us to testing before we tag it as GA?
Yeah.
Not aligned with hardware core release. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that I can currently do is, we can create a CR release. Yeah. It's probably, or RC release. Yeah. There's an option to create an RC release and do it this way. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe we can integrate the CLI into the hardware core repository. Like we can add some tasks, by leveraging the CLI to call the hardware API, right? To do some tasks.
You mean the automation part, like for the testing?
Yes,
like this?
yes.
This
exactly.
is definitely possible. Yeah. The hardware CLI supports JSON and YAML outputs next to the table output, so you can have both options, right? So you can kind of process this with JQ and chain them and things like this, because the one of the goals was to have a CLI that is usable inside the CI/CD, so you can do a lot of CI/CD automation with in hardware or hardware related in your CI/CD. So you can change chain outputs and inputs and things like this. Yeah. Okay, so I'll create a RC release to see that we have this one, and then
Okay.
Good. That's it from my side.
Anyone else? Any more topics? I can see.
Yes, I added
Yeah.
two topics. The first one is that on the YouTube, I can't find community meeting records that are after the 21 August. So it's missing the 2 last months. You can go on the YouTube link. I don't know if something is broken. If it's automatic or the action is manual to add the records there.
That's on my plate. I'm to blame here. I just fixed the last one because when we do the recording, it's automatically uploaded, but it's made private. So I need to go in and fix it. So the last one is fixed. I will fix the rest later on.
Great, thank you. And I have a second subject on the Slack Arbor maintainers channel. Arlene, you created a thread about the maintainer track slide, and Jan, you replied something about the operator, that Steven Zhu is leading a team from China to maintain the operator.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do you see what message
Which one do you mean? The
You
one
mean
that I'm
the
asking
discuss-
for.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you send a link, Thomas?
Yeah. Yes. It was on the 17th October. I'm sending it.
That I'm asking for the slide deck for the maintenance track.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah. Okay, I can see
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
It's in this thread, and Jan answered a lot of topics. And in the collaboration category, he talked about the operator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you see it.
Yeah, I'll share that so everybody can see
great.
it.
Okay, thank you.
You're talking about this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember we talked about it in the community meeting. It was to know what is going on the operator, because it's I'm a lot interested in it. I don't know if Jan, you have some insight about it.
Yeah, we have a working group on the harbor operator, and actually the guys are all from China, and they are about the maintenance of actually they are maintainer of repository in the last 2 or 3 years, but they wanted to recover the operator because they do not want to deprecate this sub repository. So they did several initiative discuss around the operator development, but I believe Steven Zhou can share more insight around that. But I didn't attend too much discuss with them. This is also that I can share with you, and I can ask Steven Zhou to share more information within the community.
Great, thank you.
But basically, we want to keep the harbor operator active, and do not want to deprecate this repository. Yeah.
Okay, so the goal is to put more effort into that.
Yes.
Great news.
Yeah, sure, it's great news. I didn't present myself. My name is Xavier. I'm a colleague of Thomas, and Thomas is soon to be soon going to have a baby, so I'll be his backup on the Overcloud representative. And that's great news. Great news if Steven Zhu and his team can.
Welcome.
Okay.
Are any of you joining KubeCon, or Thomas? I can recall that you said that you're not going.
Yeah, I would like to, but no. So yeah, I can because I'm being a father, but we don't have the budget neither. So no,
Yeah.
unfortunately, neither of us will be there.
Okay. Pity. Maybe in London then.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about the operator a bit now. Like, do we have the resources and the capabilities of taking care of that, right? Because that like it wasn't updated. It wasn't updated for maybe like 2 years, and nobody really cared about that, right? I'm just wondering, like, why do we need to put more effort into that? If after asking the community if someone want to take it up, and nobody basically, except maybe one student who didn't actually do picked it up, we would like to revive and activate it again, right? I'm just wondering, like, if we put so much effort into that again, bring it up to life, and like, will it make a difference, right? Because nobody cared the last 2 years. I think the last version is 2.4.1 that's supported. So I'm just wondering, like, is it really worth it?
Ian, do you think we need to talk with Steve and Joe about this? I
yes,
think
we do. Yeah.
what Vadim recommend makes sense to me. Maybe we have to talk with Steve and Joe offline and then come back on this.
Yeah, I mean, because like, if you look at it realistically, right? It was like more than 2 years, nobody did anything there, right? And then maybe like 1 or 2 person per half a year is asking about an update, right? So there is not many people using it. I would say it's maybe like 10, 20 people are using that. I'm not sure. I'm just making up a number. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel we should focus on the installation formats with the most used by customers, right?
Yeah, but actually, if we do have some active developers who has willing to maintain this project and help us to align the hardware release with operator. So so will we accept them to continue working on this, or we would like to have discuss so whether we continue to deprecating this sub repository.
Yeah, I mean, if there are people willing to contribute, then they should be able to do so, right? But so far, nobody did, right? And we made this announcement a few times, and I think there are a few people who made some contribution to that, but most of those are from you guys, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I will let Steven so to share more information to the community. And I heard him, he told me that they did several rounds discuss around the operator development.
Yeah, I think let's have a offline with Steven Joy, and if we have an active developer can keep up with our latest hardware versions and they have that commitment, that is a different story, right? And then we can bring them in the meeting for a discussion. But I think based on the history, right, we didn't get that commitment. So I prefer, right, so we deprecated that. I don't know, like whether how they are going to commit their time.
Yeah.
And is that like company driven effort, or is Steven Zhu like personal think to do? Do you know?
I guess it's very personal because the guys were spent some efforts in the past several years on the harbor operator. So when I told them that we decided to deprecate this project, so they told Stephen that they would like to spend more time to make this repository be active. Yeah. So it's personal.
Okay, okay. Let's chat with him and see what's the intentions, and then we can, because we can practically we cannot stop anybody from doing whatever, right? And that's not the case. But let's see if it's like, if we're gonna do that for long period of time to secure some resources and to know that we can, if people start using it again and that's all get traction, we don't mislead the community. That's everything. Okay. Do we have some more topics? Let me check.
I have a few topics, and also Prashant has also a topic.
Yes, let's.
Yeah. Last time we had a discussion with regarding Docker distribution version 2, and I was thinking about this a bit more closely, and I came up with the idea that we can basically support both options and let the user decide. So I think I've looked into that again, and I think when V3 comes out, we can start supporting both not supporting, but offering the user in the Helm chart to select either V2 or V3 of the Docker distribution, and this way we can let the people experiment and see if V3 has issues or something, and then we can and they can report it to distribution, and so we can kind of grow the maturity of version 3 while we officially still support V2 until V3 is better. So I think I've looked into that, and could be easy to integrate into Helm chart and let the user decide if he wants to install V3 and V2, and then we can support even both options, right? So what do you think? Is this something that we can support or do? I mean, I've looked into it. It's not a problem. We can contribute this part, like building the image and things like this, so that we have like both parts and use it on the Helm chart level, not on the inside Harbor itself, but yeah. Yeah. So what do you think?
So there is no breaking change between V2 and V3 with Harbor?
No, we tested V3 already, and we're using it on a few test environments, and so far it's all good. So we don't have any problems. But
Great.
of course, I mean, there are definitely some edge cases, and Harbor V3 changes. Distribution V3 changes a bit, so it might be issues. And the recommendation was to stick with V2 until V3 is mature enough, and I do agree with that. So maybe we can have. So my recommendation is that like allow the users to have both options, and to choose one V3, if they want to experiment, but still maintain V2 until retirement or whatever. Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I think we can add a experimental feature to let the user to decide whether to use the V2 or V3, and then we just officially support the V2, and until we have some confidence on the V3. Yeah, keep supporting the V2 gives us more flexibility and the possibility to fix the curve, maintain the harbor stabilized.
Exactly.
Right? Yep.
Okay, good.
So Vadim, you will also add in a test cases to cover the U3 version, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
I mean, we will also add in some test cases on the Helm chart perspective for cover the version 3.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And Vadim, do you think we need a proposal for this? Or
I mean, we can do this in the Helm chart. I mean, we can do a proposal, but I think depends.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's that requirement, right? Because the changes that we see currently between V2 and V3 are just switching the images and changing a few of the configurations.
Okay.
That's the only change that we currently see. Yeah. And this can be all done in the Helm chart, so it doesn't have to be on the harbor side, or we don't need to do anything on the harbor side, just on the Helm chart. Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side then.
Good.
Prashant has something as well.
Yeah.
Next topic. Go ahead, Prashant.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So, I've been looking at this refresh button, and I see this would be a nice thing to work on, since it kind of feels easy and user friendly to move this to the left. And also, I have posted another picture which is having that on the top of this. Like, what do you guys prefer using this? Because I see some applications use near the topic. So yeah.
So you want to have it on the left, or you want to have it on next to the progress, to the name, to repo name. So what is it, like the two options, right?
Yeah. So if we move that, we need to move it all over the place. Like in each of the topics, we need to move. So it would be more like a chore. So yeah, I prefer to this moving to the left. Yeah, both of that two works. But having two refresh button will be not good. So yeah, any suggestions, or I can move on with the first one?
Well, I'm just from my experience. Well, to be honest, I never hit this button. So
Okay.
I didn't even know that it existed, actually.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't have any strong opinion for this, to be honest. Yeah.
I think if you want to move, you should move with all the pages, right? You shouldn't move some page and not some page.
Yeah.
It should be done everywhere. Yeah, it should be consistent.
Yeah.
And
But I think if you have, I feel like current UIM still works, and if you have any critical one, seems this is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not that urgent for me.
I would also say
sorry,
that this is not
is it a personal opinion, or is it a best practice for UX design? Sorry, I'm not familiar with UX design, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, in most of the apps, you keep the refresh button to the left, and which makes it accounts to like move on to the left to see the refresh button. So like, people using like, and everything has its refresh on the left hand. Yeah, so it would be good to have it near the left side. Yeah.
Is it like refreshing just the inventory of like?
Yeah. Just the UI part, the tables. Like if anything's got added new, so it updates that.
In that case, if we decide to move it, I prefer to be next to the project name. I think that's.
Yeah, I think like having it on the table, but like having it close to the table is also kind of a nice, right? Because then it kind of indicates that this refresh belonging to this table or to this, or to the page, right? So because like depending where they place the icon or the button, it means that it relates to whatever, right? So I think if it's like to the name, then we have it everywhere, right? but I think it's well, it's UI technically, it's not the biggest challenge that we have in Harbor, right? So if you're talking about UI and user experience, I think this is not um, the top priority issue to work on. While I appreciate the effort or the idea that we can design it, it's okay. But I think we can definitely come up with something for Prashant to work on, which will impact positively more users than changing this refresh button. What do you think, guys? So can we point Prashant to some other UI UX improvements that he rather should implement than changing the refresh button? Because I mean, if I look at a few things, we can definitely improve the users in a different ways. You know, like
Yeah, I think yeah. Maybe let's find some more urgent ones to ask Prashant to work on.
Yeah, I think like having the pages size, right? Storing the pages size is definitely something more interesting than this one, right? Because like otherwise you're like, this is really annoying that you have every time you browse and scroll, you have to change the page size, right? From 15 to 50 or from 15 to 50. And if we're having this one kind of stored, this would be definitely a UX improvement.
So do we have an issue for this?
I think there's an issue for that as well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think Michael has raised some questions. Do we want to discuss that here?
It's in the one in the chat, you mean?
Yeah.
is Michael here?
I think
yeah, Michael's here.
Yes, I am here.
Oh, hi.
Hello, and thank you. This is
Hi.
my first time just trying to get used to the conversation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hello,
Michael. I recently, no, not recently, some time ago, I talked to someone from Lockheed. I think it was your former colleague, right? Who was responsible for Harbor before you? Can it be?
Probably could be Ian Dunbar Hall or could be Jim Robeson. Yeah, those guys have moved to different roles, though. Ian is continuing as our rep for CNCF activities.
Ah, okay, yeah, because I remembered like the name Lockheed. That there's some, yeah, pretty much or pretty many images there. As I remember.
Yes.
So, well, I'm trying to understand. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult problem, huh? I mean, you so how? So the question is more like how can we improve that, right? Or what is the idea?
I think it's how do I understand? And I've gone through the database and a lot of it just this morning in detail. The one concern, and I couldn't paste the picture here, but you know, when we look at our garbage collection is never finishes. We look at the execution sweep, it never finishes. They're like 300 hours running behind. And so we can't tell if maybe we've had a somehow the database and the S3 buckets and the database have gotten disconnected and we're carrying a bunch of records that should have been deleted. And so with that, it was like, well, maybe if I understood how the S3 buckets and the databases and the database content was connected, I could go through and see if there's any records that are just dangling around, because you know, it's not just the S3 cost. With the S3 cost, we have an equal cost of CloudWatch, backup. Those two costs equal our S3 costs, so that everything is getting doubled, and so the growth is also doubling this others. So anyway, the idea is, can I How do I verify How do I verify that the database, the Postgres and the S3 buckets are completely in sync? And then how do I get rid of stuff that how do I make the garbage collection finish?
Yeah, the garbage collection has two phases, right? So the mark and sweep phase, and the mark phase is actually the one that's quite fast because it calculates what is used and the relationship between the layers and the manifest, and the ones who are marked as for deletion. So it creates the calculation of that, and then it goes over to the S3 buckets and to the S3 bucket and tries to delete the manifest, right? And this is like not done directly itself. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So it's not done directly from Harbor core to the S3 bucket. It is done via Docker distribution. Or am I wrong? Or is it done directly?
Is that question to me? Oh,
no,
good.
I think it's a question to the guys here. If I'm, because I need to look it up myself, but I think it refers. No, the garbage. I don't know. The garbage collection is done in job service, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. So the job service is executing the operation on the bucket. So it goes to the bucket and deletes the objects in the bucket. It's not
Yes.
done
It's
with
cost to
exact, but it uses the same code as Docker distribution for doing so, right?
yes.
Okay,
Actually,
so we're
it's
using
the way2 API to remove blob and manifest.
so we're
So
using the
hi,
Docker
Michael.
distribution API, but we're not using Docker distribution to do that, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Okay.
Oh.
And so then we basically the job service deletes the objects in the bucket, and this is the process that takes quite a long time, right? And this is the problem that is also addressed multiple times in the in Docker distribution in the community there, and this leads to like a lot of PRs, not a lot of, quite a few PRs have been designed to overcome the problem because there is a fundamental problem in Docker distribution how the whole GC is working there, and we are basically relying on that functionality, right? And there is, I think the project from GitLab, they made a significant effort to improve the garbage collection side. They re-implemented the whole garbage collection part, basically from not using the same as Docker distribution because, yeah, of the performance reasons.
So what's the point of, we use GitLab as well. What's the point there that are you saying it's and they have something to offer us?
They re-implemented the whole garbage collection side that has not the problems of Docker distribution regarding garbage collection.
So, I mean, is there some place I can go and get their solution and try it out?
No, not easy. No, it's
Okay.
not possible.
All right. I mean, we have a pretty close tie with those folks, and maybe I can poke at that myself. Let me draw your attention to this last entry I made in the chat, because this is garbage collection, and we normally when garbage collection was running fine, I would get this long list, would look like a sweep or something, said here's the list of stuff we reviewed, here's the candidates for deletion, and then here's the deletions. That would get that it's a long log. But today I've had this garbage collection running for 18 hours, and I get this single line. It says object not found. And the question then is, does that mean garbage collection is stopped, but it doesn't know it's stopped? Is that why it's running for 18 hours? I don't know what to do with this message, or to how to know if it's a showstopper. How do I get rid of it? Is it something we did?
Yeah, it depends on how do you install Harbor, and through the Docker Compose or the Helm chart.
Helm chart.
So actually, the log points that the file was removed by the Harbor log sweeper. So, and we need to look into your value store YAML to see the configuration of your Harbor instance. Yeah.
So I should post that in an issue?
So I think if you want to discuss more details, you can post a message in the Slack channel so then I can help you to debug in details. But generally, the log points that the
Yeah, I think let's use the
the
GitHub issue to discuss, because Michael mentioned he cannot join our Slack due to his company policy.
Okay.
So
okay,
Michael,
got it.
maybe we can follow up you through the GitHub. You can open a GitHub issue and we can take a look.
That'd be awesome. Thanks.
And I just want to confirm, so you are using the
Mhm.
latest version, right, of Harbor? So
What
what
was
is your version?
We're
version.
at 210. We're at 210. We're testing 211 now.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't quite understand your main point of garbage collection. Do you mean that the garbage collection was running too long, and then it is
Yeah.
not?
So garbage collection is scheduled to run every 24 hours. It starts at midnight here on the East Coast. It's now 300 hours. The first job hasn't run. So I just forgot to check. Let me see how many. It's 300 hours latency. And let me quick run over to the other Harbor screen, see if I can find it.
So
I want to
given the
tell you how many
situation,
pending it is.
Yeah. So I suggest you to update your schedule to maybe every 3 or 4 days, and then you can just light the first execution to be done. And so the execution time of garbage collection depends on how many garbage do you have in your Harbor instance, and then the worker you set for your schedule. Like in the Harbor, you can set a maximum as file for the garbage collection to enable the parallel deletion, and then yes, we do see some performance problem on the S3 storage if you do have a lot of tags for your artifacts, because that the distribution will loop all the tags for one specific artifact and then remove the tags one by one. But for the loop operation, it will take several seconds or minutes to finish. So yes, there is a problem. There is a performance problem for garbage collection to integrate with S3 storage. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not. It's not. It's not good news, but it's good to know. At least that to me is as important. I'm a little concerned about delaying or spanning a larger time, because as I think about what our 50,000 developers are doing, they're creating an image, do a little change, push the image. Oh no, that didn't work. Do it again, and these I'm thinking that the problem it's going to be the same problem, because unless we can get to a weekend, right, where they do a lot less work. But note taken, and I will make that change, and we'll see if it helps at all. One other question is, again, this one, Adam, was from Ian Dunbar Hall, was is there any plan to move to the Cyclone protocol for SBOMs? We started down that path, not with, I forget what the other, SPDX, I guess it is the current. But it's, we're thinking about, well, should we change? But if you're on a path to implement Cyclone, then we would probably stay where we're at.
You mean for signing the image or signing the artifact that we release, or for
for the format of SBOM file?
The export.
Yeah.
So can you share more details regarding why you would like to see the Cyclone DX format for SBOM? Is it a requirement from your organization?
It's simply, we started this. So that question was to me, right? Yeah, we just started down the SBOM path. We're if you're not familiar with Lockheed Martin, it is I'm not saying this is a brag, but we're by orders of magnitude the largest defense company for the US. And so you can imagine we are heavily, we're on the very front end when these things come up. So we started our SBOM development probably a year or more ago. And we went down the Cyclone path. So now we have this investment in Cyclone. I don't know that's a major problem, but again, we would change to SPDX if we said, hey, Harbor, that's where you're headed, and you don't see right now you don't have Cyclone on your roadmap, then we'll go back and carry that story and say, guys, let's start looking at SPDX.
But isn't it easy to convert from one to the other?
If that question was to me, I wouldn't know.
So my impression was that it actually doesn't matter because you can just easily convert from one format to the other. But I might be wrong, but it's just kind of something that I kind of saw in the past. That's why I was never took, let's say.
Yeah, just actually, Trevi supports these two kinds of format of when to generate a SBOM file, and so because we break down the proposal into phases. Just in phase one, we choose more popular which is the SPDX format as the phase one support, and about the phase two of integrate with Trevi to support more format of SBOM, and it's up to the situation because that we do not have enough engineering resource to continue working on the integration with Trevi. I mean, enable the Cyclone DX support so far. Maybe Stone can share more insights on about that. Stone, are you online right? No.
Yeah, I think Trevi can support both of these two formats, Cyclone DX and SPDX. Maybe just we can send a request with the unspecified format with Cyclone DX, then it will send back the Cyclone DX to us.
Hi, Michael. So would you mind to open the feature request for us, so then we can prioritize our engineering task for
Be
the
happy
future plan.
to. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you. And so my answer for your question is that currently Harbor does not support Cyclone DX, but maybe future we can do that, and it's up to the situation. It's up to the requirement from the community. Yeah, it's up to the decision. From the maintenance. Yeah.
Maybe the UI should change because previously we just passed the SPDX JSON, and currently we have to support the Cyclone DX in the UI side.
Yeah, exactly.
I think y'all, and thanks very much. I think y'all answered all of my questions. I have some action items that I think we'll see if we can see if they bring us some relief. And thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, welcome. And hi, Michael. I see you have already filed a GitHub issue regarding the garbage collection. If you want to continue discussing any details, you can add comments in that issue, and because you cannot use Slack, right? So I'm okay to answer questions in the GitHub.
Excellent. That's what we'll do then. I'll keep that thread going and keep in there posted any progress we make from the solutions you offered here.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? We have 2 minutes to the hour. We don't have anything else in our agenda for today. If not, thank you very much, everyone, and see you in 2 weeks' time. For the folks joining KubeCon, see you in place, and have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.